Thank you, everyone. Thank you for choosing to be here today, everyone. We do know for too many of us, we have sparse opportunities to do little else in our joblessness-induced free time. Well, we're literally too free. Today, where jobless statistics are combined total of Singaporeans and PRs, and as I've just been informed, only when you're registered with the CDCs, well, it's obviously whitewashed. It looks superficially good in business magazines or in the eye of the uninformed local reader. People like too many of us whose job prospects are increasingly dim or growing dim. Well, like it or not, we are still increasingly crowded out by imported labor, who now comprise 40%. And mind you, that's more than 1 in 3 of our whole population. In a crazy span of, my God, 5 years. As much as things are difficult, I'd just like to bring up a specific aspect of our unemployment situation that little of our entire community have paid attention to. As much as we vigorously shout at opposition rallies or listen to what the ruling party's opponents say over their mass amplified speakers, how often do you or me ask yourselves, or ourselves, what about those of us, well, who can't physically hear or speak, or those of us who can only see or can't hear? Yes, everyone. It's not difficult to extrapolate the clear-cut conclusion from what I'm saying. I'm particularly talking about the handicapped community among us. Today, I'm here to share my own experience as a member of the handicapped community. My situation is unique because, hey, I appear to have no disabilities as I relate my past and my present to you. Well, I'm a fellow Singaporean, like it or not, who has been unemployed for a year, often in my past, due to employer prejudice, to say the least. I am epileptic. In other words, I get fits. That means a portion of my brain just misfires like a short circuit if I don't sleep sufficiently, or if I forget to eat my medication, which costs up to $300 a month if I'm not on, well, subsidies. Thank you, Mr. Koh Boon Wan. Too often, people associate my condition with people falling to the ground and shaking uncontrollably for a few minutes. Well, I'd just like to put it across to you in a vastly different manner. My version is vastly different, where my only symptoms are as if I look as if I'm daydreaming for a few minutes, and it erases memories if I just don't take my medication. Like it or not, the facts speak for themselves. On average, 50% of people in Singapore with my particular disability, well, just earn $600 per month or less. I know that's pretty high these days. Too often people associate this with the fact that we are incapable, but we're not. This is even despite the fact that many of us, in fact most of us, have our condition, which is something just like a broken leg in your brain, okay, fully under control with medications. Or even despite the fact that many of us have average or above average intelligences, or the ability to question or to have discretion. Well, I have retaken my O levels, my A levels, and also 2 additional years to finish NUS. And predictably, this doesn't escape the eye of all job interviewers. This was the reason why I was unemployed for a full 4 years after university studies in psychology and economics, despite going, well, for hundreds of interviews. Many of my friends have the same problem, where they only manage to get the jobs by lying, mind you, lying about having any disability in the first place. And as, well, the head of SGH, who currently attends to me, Professor Lim Shi Hui, notes, there's little chance of job doors opening in the first place if we don't even lie, for goodness sake. And worse still, almost everyone with my condition loses their jobs the moment our bosses find out that we lied on our job applications, or that we have an epileptic fit in the office, which can only occur, for example, sometimes to a rarity of only about, let's say, once or twice in a whole year, which amounts to less than 5 minutes each. It all boils down to societal acceptance. And before this can happen, we need a true legislated pushing of the Ministry of Manpower's imposed legal boundaries for what they have put on us, the employees, which is business-friendly job discrimination. One of my past teachers even mentioned he met a deaf lawyer, mind you, a deaf lawyer in the United States. I was astonished. Really? Huh? But it is fact. You can check it out. It was a dream for one of my deaf friends as well, to be a lawyer since his childhood. And it is common knowledge that outside our country, that many other countries, whether rich or poor, do take the initiative to help their, well, disabled communities, especially when they are unemployed